All right, y'all. DJ Hyphen.
Yeah, Jay Moore.
Sunday night sound session right now. Special guest in the building. Introduce yourself, man.
What's up, y'all? Kendrick Lamar, you dig that?
Yes, one of our favorite MCs. A
Yeah.
man we've been playing since the K-Dot days.
Yeah, since back in a minute. You know, we've been up on it. Thanks
What made you change the name from K-Dot to your real name?
K-Dot, that's a street name. I mean, that's always be in my neighborhood. Every time I go back to the city, they always call me K-Dot. Kendrick Lamar, I just want people to, identify my music, for who I am as a person, in general, and just make that connection.
Nice. Nice. Well, the moment is almost here. The official major label debut, Good Kid, Mad City, drops on the 22nd. What does it feel like after all these years to be right here at this moment where, a lot of people think it's your first album. Obviously, it's not. You've had multiple projects, but now it's the official major label debut.
It's the major label debut.
Yeah.
Yeah. People know, I've been putting in a lot of work, for years, and I have the material to back that. So to finally get the world, to acknowledge that, it's something I always built up for. I think everything was just, set in practice up to this October 22nd date.
Yeah. Speaking of all the work that you put in, like, over the years, can you share with us and the listeners when maybe you had an understanding that this was a gift that you possessed, the writing, and when did you know that you could make a career out of it?
I think the moment I heard my voice play back through them speakers, I just wanted to keep hearing it. I was probably like 16, 17. And I wasn't all the way sure. I can't say, sit here and lie and say I was sure, because you a kid, you really ain't really that focused at 16, 17. But I knew, something I wanted to do that I liked doing, so the passion was there, and I just took the initiative, to put my own music out, at that age.
Yeah.
And the response I got back, was incredible. So I said, you know what? This is something positive I can do. I can easily go out and get in trouble.
Yeah.
My homeboys getting in trouble easy. Let me do something, not only for myself, but for them, to show them something different.
Yeah. Do you remember that first time in the studio?
Oh, yeah, I definitely do.
What was that story like? What was that day like?
A studio? I can't say an actual real
or just the
studio.
first time, like, the mic was
we
live.
know what that is.
Yeah, I've been in the garage. Like, I started in the garage. It felt crazy, man, to sit down, write some raps, and then put it over a beat, and then hear, play it for somebody and they're singing along to it.
Who made the beat?
My dude, Dave Free.
Oh, word.
Okay. Well,
He's been down since day one. Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to Dave.
Do you remember the rap?
I don't. I'm sure it was trash.
Speaking of knowing and feeling that, like you said, that feeling, who gave you that feeling as a listener? When you were listening for like the first time, when you like, oh. Yeah.
The moment I heard it, I've been listening to it, but the moment I really, really heard it and got it was DMX's first album.
Okay. Yeah.
Classic.
That's what inspired me to start writing that very album. And I actually got a chance to tell him that my first time meeting him was last week.
Dope.
Yep, so that was a good moment. But that album did it for me.
Okay.
What was your joint
I was
off that
13,
album?
14.
What was your favorite record off that album?
Favorite record off that album? Probably the intro. 1 2 1 2 come through, run through, gun who? Oh, you don't know what the gun do? You know the one tried. FS to me, cuss word. The artist, but I'm the hardest, the rap artist, and I start to for real, get up, fulfill my words, make her spit up, squeal, ill. It's all I've been here, hate me, wanna duct tape me, right? Like his flow was crazy, and I took pieces from that, in my own music, and his depth, his storytelling, and the rawness of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any plans to work with X in the future?
I definitely want to.
Yeah.
I definitely want to.
Any other artists out there that you may have listened to back then, or just are fans now that you really want to get in the studio with that you haven't been able to so far?
I haven't been able to.
Yeah, because you've worked with a lot of people.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I have worked. And any artists, probably Erykah Badu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Badu, definitely.
You met her so far?
I never met her.
Okay.
Have you ever done anything with Dre? Andre?
With Andre?
Yeah.
That's a great question. No, I haven't.
We got to make that happen.
Yeah, because there's points in when you hit certain rhythms, and I'm like, it's just resemblance, not like it's like you biting or anything.
No. Andre is a legend. And
Yeah.
I definitely took nicks from him too, just off of albums. He's been in the game killing for years. When I was a kid, so I definitely been a student of the game with him as well.
So since we're on the lyrical tip, give us just off the top, and I know it could probably change from day to day, but give us your top 3. Like lyrical influences.
My top 3.
Influences or favorites?
It had to be Pac, M, and J.
Okay.
Not a bad top 3 right there.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the album again. Good Kid, Mad City drops the 22nd. Is it weird at all? You know, like we said, you have a couple projects that already came out, but a lot of people are going to be hearing you for the first time on this album. So did you think about that when you're recording? Like, I can't necessarily jump these people in like 5 chapters into the Kendrick story. Like, I have to bring them in and kind of give them an introduction, or did you just kind of, you know, hope that they go back and do the research and get the previous records?
That's great. And that's great because I took this approach as a prelude, you know, as far as reintroducing, you know, myself. There's a lot of stories that, you know, I put out in my music from my older projects, but there's a lot, you know, I held back for the sake of this album. You know, so it'll be new, you know, to the new listeners and fresh to them. But it also be, you know, something that, you know, people that have been down with me since day one haven't ever heard either.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole lot of storytelling, so they get to know me even more, you know.
Do you look forward to like people flipping out when they realize that they can go check out like Overly Dedicated in Section 82?
Yeah, you know, it's crazy. I'm already aware that, you know, we put Section 80 and OD on iTunes. I'm sure that when this project comes out, that those songs, those albums are going to climax as well.
It's going to get a bump for certain.
Definitely.
Yeah. Nice. So who all did you work with on Good Kid, Mad City? Good Kitty. It's the Hello Kitty Japanese tie-in right there. You can feel free to use that branding.
That's the import.
Yeah. No doubt.
I kept everything real, you know, in-house and covered. You know, I reached out to a couple major. But as far as the project, I really want to keep everything cohesive like I did with Section 80. I do Terrace Martin, Soundwave, THC, Sky Hutch. You know, these cats that's always been, you know, working with me since day one. And I just really want to keep that sound, you know, and not really venture too far out from it.
Did you get any pressure from anybody, like any outside forces, like wanting you to collaborate with certain producers or to make this kind of joint or that type of joint?
Man, you know, it's crazy. I didn't get none of that.
That's
you
great.
know, I was always aware that, you know, hearing them stories
You're like
about,
waiting for it to happen?
Yeah, how, you know, the majors want to change your sound and your style and all that. I didn't get none of that. And I think that just come from just having a team, you know, before we actually went into a major situation. It was a different circumstance. We already had built our thing up.
They're more of a partnership.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, Top Dog Entertainment, you know, we run our company as a major, you know, so us getting there is just Interscope providing that extra lift and that push because they already believed in the music. Yeah. You know, and that's the great thing. That was the reason why we went that way, you know, because they come from that era where they were just banking off the music, banking off banking off Pac. Yeah. You know, it's just the music.
Death Row.
Right, Death Row. It was all just the music. And they understand what with TD.
I think it's interesting, like there's a lot of talk in hip-hop these days about the various collectives. Like obviously you got MMG, you've got the Good Music Group, you've got Young Money, all this stuff. But like Quiet as Kept, like the TDE stuff, the quality of the music the past 2 years is like on par or above, you know, any other group.
Yeah, we underrated right now.
Yeah, like
That's
you guys
good,
have
though.
solid
You know what I mean?
members, you got production, you got like the whole game plan, the marketing, you got the label connection, you got everything you need. And on top of that, the music is quality.
Yeah, that's we're definitely competing with, you know, the elite. I mean, we're not slighting ourselves.
Do you feel like the underdogs?
Yeah, TD. Yeah, we definitely underdogs. Just because, you know, these the other, you know, collectives that you named, they're more in your face and on TV, so people recognize that.
Yeah.
And we steadily growing, you know, gradually, and we accept that.
It's good a lot of times to be able to move, like, you know, in anonymity, you know, because you can just focus on the work and you don't got to get caught up in all the the lights and the glamour and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah, nice. Do you have a favorite record on the album?
My favorite record, it switches throughout the week.
What is it today?
Today, it's a gloomy day.
Welcome to Seattle.
No.
So it'd probably be Sing About Me today. I just want to chill out.
If you could tell, because there's, you know, a lot of aspiring artists and young, and they don't necessarily have their head on all the way right about what the industry is, and they got, you know, expectations and illusions.
Yeah.
If you could give them like just some realness in terms of, you know, what you've encountered that you might not necessarily have, you know, saw coming since you've been here, and just give them like a warning to look out for.
A lot of people, like, I remember when I was a kid, I'm sure people do this now, a lot of people stress to get signed. That's, you know, that used to be my confirmation of success, you know, as a kid. I'm sure there's a lot of, you know, other kids out there, confirmation of success. even when you're signed, you still have to take the initiative and do it yourself, period. So your best bet is to go out there and do it yourself right now and put that work in. You know, a lot of people feel, you know, to get signed, like, you know, they made it. No, it's not like that. You know, you can't just go knock on the label's door anymore and get a record deal. They want to see what you can bring to them.
True.
You know, and your best bet is doing it for yourself, because you can say, you know, I worked this on my own, you know, just banking off the music and banking off my personality and my character.
Yep.
You know, so it don't take a lot of money. Get you a little small studio set up and work. And work.
So all you artists out there, build your music before you start that conversation about building a brand.
Right.
The music come first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Most definitely. All right, so I think a lot of underground fans, we're all hoping you can make this jump from, you know, being one of our favorites to just a national, international superstar. What do you think the biggest thing you have to do with the album coming out on the 22nd? Is it just like getting out, seeing people, shaking hands, being on TV? Like, what's the biggest thing you're going to focus on to really make sure the album is a success on that level?
My first focus was focusing on the music. And bringing that world to us. You know, that international mainstream world to us, to what we've been doing. A lot of, you know, I can't say a lot. I know some artists think, you know, our world have to go to them and get them on there, but I'm going to bring it to us. So I experimented with a few different sounds, you know, that I've been doing, like from Section 80 and things like that. And I think that's one step. The second step is definitely going out here and being in the people's face. You know, not necessarily always on TV, but actually in their face, and that's promotional. You know, going to in-stores, doing shows, going to meet and greet after the shows, and doing it all over again, because people can respect and have a better connection when they can, you know, feel like they can touch you. That's something that's been missing in the game for years. You know,
True.
Regular everyday person don't feel like they can touch their favorite rapper anymore. You know, so that connection is gone. So I pride myself to, you know, remember that.